myself or suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah's inside of the conscientious, so I move with it.
Our crisis today, the crisis in Somalia, the crisis in Africa, the crisis in the Caribbean islands, the crisis in the United States, that we have lost from our historical memory the time when we were in charge of the state and when we ruled the state. It's the methodology taken out of our mind and not the mind of a foreigner, a faker, and a fool. When independence came to Africa, when the concept of independence came to the Caribbean islands, when we had our charade called the Civil Rights Movement, nobody was fighting to be totally independent of that former slave master. In some way, we were all crawling to get back on the plantation. We were fighting to consume his hamburger. We were fighting for the right to make our oppressor rich. So we did not understand the nature of liberation. And if you do not understand the nature of liberation, mentally you are still a slave. Now the slavery that we still must grapple with started in the 15th and the 16th century. Slavery started in the world when man emerged in the world and developed a fear and a weakness of other people and felt that they had to enslave another people to feel safe. That was one kind of slavery, but slavery based solely on race, on color. That's the slavery hatched from the European mind in the 15th and the 16th century. For there were periods when Europeans enslaved Europeans, Jews enslaved Jews. Now my focal point is that for most of your existence on this earth, you lived in independent states fashioned by your own mind. And that this great event has been removed from your historical memory. I want you to travel with me just a little while while we go behind that slavery curtain and see what did you do when you were in charge of the state all by yourself. You didn't ask any foreigner to assist you in any way, and you ruled the state exceptionally well. In some places, you ruled so exceptionally well, you had no word for jail in your language because no one had ever gone to one. You create words to describe what happened. If no one ever gone to something called a jail, you don't need a word for one. If you never threw away children, you needed no word for orphanage. If the life between a man and a woman worked and functioned because of the support system coming from both sides of the family, you never heard of a thing called divorce. Well, no one ever got one. You got mixed up with someone else's thing. Now understand me. I have gone over cultural incubation. When you come out of a cultural womb, the chemistry of that womb shapes your personality. When someone puts you into another womb, It's like putting you into the stomach of someone who's not your mother. The chemistry of your personality is shaped another way. Therefore, you had no wife beaters in Africa. You had no teenage pregnancy in Africa. So your worst traits were picked up from your oppressor because you were living in a state that you did not fashion. And because the state that you fashioned was removed from your historical memory, when finally you developed semi-independence, because you had forgotten how you ruled the state, you became the imitators of the people who put you in that second incubator where the chemistry of your personality changed to suit the slave master's chemistry and not the original chemistry of your birth.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
Peace, peace. That was the great Dr. John Henry Clark. Yes, indeed. What's going on, family? Welcome to another episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. I am the God, Sincere Love, here with my lovely co-host, Nicely Girl in the building. What's going on?
What's good? Tired.
You tired?
Tired. Y'all, digital nephew worked me this week. This
I'm
weekend,
hungry.
been sick. Yeah, I'm that too. But I got a few hours before I can do that. I'm
Yes,
still holding
indeed.
strong. Ramadan, just drinking water.
Yes, indeed. I'm still holding strong, man. Still doing my thing. You know, it gets greater as it goes along.
Every day.
But I ain't really have much to do today. You know, it's a slow Sunday. You know, I don't really get into none of the festivities and all of that. But shout out to everybody out there celebrating Resurrection Day. Happy
Right.
Easter. You know, whatever
I
y'all got going
celebrated
on.
yesterday. We celebrated my aunt's 97th birthday yesterday, so I was surrounded by food and drink and everything, and I did nothing. I brought a plate home. I brought a plate home and I ate when it was time. So I was like, if I can do this, and it didn't bother me, you guys. Like I literally sat there, people were smacking, we talking and just keying and ka around food. And I had no desire to cheat. No desire.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. I was saying that to myself too. Like, you know, if I could go this many hours, you know what I'm saying, without even a sip of anything, without, you know, taking a sip of water or anything, you know, I got to keep up a certain level of this even after Ramadan is finished. But obviously, I'm gonna flip it because eating so late ain't really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I think I'm gonna be doing is, you know, the time that I get up now, like now I get up like 5:30 before dawn.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm planning on doing, I'm gonna still get up at that same time, but I'm gonna go work out. I'm gonna go work out before I eat anything, and then you know I have a breakfast and you know lunch or whatever while I'm at work. You know something light, you know what I mean, and then a regular lunch, and then after I get off work, don't eat nothing. You know what I'm saying, like
Crown
fast food or nothing.
808. Tell Crown 808. Ain't no, I slipped up. Ain't no slipping. Ain't no slipping. No. You need to call me and we can talk about it before you start slipping. Just call me and I'll talk you out of it.
What you mean? What you mean by slipped up though? Because
Right.
I slipped up in a way because I went to go pick up my food before it was time. It was about to be time, and just instinctively I put the straw inside the cup and just took a sip. And I was like, oh, as soon as I took a sip, I was like, oh, it ain't time
Okay.
yet. You know what I mean? So you talking about that kind of slip, or you just sat down? You just sat down and ate a
Right.
burger or something? kind of slip you talk about?
Look, this is why we're doing it together as the Godcast so that we can be a support system to one another. So when you're feeling like that, call me and I'll let your sister.
Right. We here. You know, but yeah, when I'm busy, you know, at work throughout the day, it's cool. You know what I mean? But sitting around like today, with not really much to do, I want to eat.
It was hard.
Yeah,
I just go to sleep. She was like, no, I ate. She had a full course. For me, what I do, I try not to come downstairs. Like my kitchen and stuff is downstairs. So during the day, I literally do not leave my room. Like I just try not to come downstairs. Like that's what helps me. Do not come downstairs. Or going out, like just driving, walking around Walmart or Target. You know what I'm saying? Like just literally getting out the house
That's
and
what I'm saying.
just
That's what I'm
keeping
saying. If I'm
myself a little
occupied,
busy. Yeah.
I'm straight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But just sitting around here with 7, then I'm making him lunch and all of that stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, man, I got how many more hours?
Right. And look, I made a banana pudding cake for the family, to take over there. And so, usually you have to kind of taste as you go. When you're cooking, you want to make sure stuff is, right. And I did not do that. I was like, it just is what it is. Y'all gonna get it. I got my measurements and that's just it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. We good, man. We good. We halfway through this thing. We over the halfway mark.
I feel great. I feel like, my body's shrinking a little bit. So I feel like I look good, made me want to get dressed. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm feeling good.
Right. Yes, indeed. So we got a lot to talk about today, man. To the theme of today's show. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a thing that we all that's the type of time we all gotta be on, man. Because man, just over this Easter weekend, there's been a lot of shootings and stuff taking place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one today actually. One today.
A couple today.
Yeah.
But when you sent me something that happened out there in California, I just seen something that happened in Pittsburgh at some Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of reckless, man. It sounded like there was a bunch of underage kids. Like they said, like 200 kids or something. They threw a party at this Airbnb, and I guess some of them got into it out there, and a bunch of bullets rang out. A couple of them is dead. A lot of them is shot up. So it's crazy.
Wow,
it's crazy.
Wild West. It's the Wild West.
I just saw that right before we went live.
Yeah, because when you told me about it, I'm like, I haven't even seen that yet. And it was a shooting today. 9 people injured in South Carolina at a restaurant. Yesterday in South Carolina, there was a shooting in the mall.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
They're amping up this whole gun control thing, ain't they?
Right. That's what I'm saying, man. I know here in Georgia, they just passed the constitutional carry law. Right. Alabama recently passed the same law too. Kool-Aid was telling me about that. Theirs kicks in, I guess, next year. Well, from what I understand here in Georgia, and I'm gonna look it up again, but from what I understood, from what I was reading, upon the governor's signature here, it became law, and he signed it like just about a week ago or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It passed the Senate. He signed it, and from what I understand, upon his signature, it's effective. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna read it again just to make sure what it is. But yeah, so a lot of the red states are pushing for that. You know what I mean?
I ain't mad at it.
I ain't mad at it.
That can thwart some of these, shootings.
Everything has good and bad.
Yeah.
Everything has pros and cons. Everything has good and bad. And some of the stuff that I saw in there, like I went to the actual government site and I was reading through, okay, what does this mean? What are all the details of this? And some of the stuff that I saw in there, I'm like, okay, I could rock with this.
I can rock with this.
You know what I mean? Some of it is like a little funny style, like certain parts of the airport you could carry in that you couldn't carry in before here. Certain courthouses, if they don't have security, in the front. If they have security in the front, then they're gonna tell you can't bring your gun in here. You can't bring your gun in here. But if ain't nobody at the front telling you can't bring your gun in here, you can bring your gun in there. You know what I'm saying? That's a little funny style.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But now also one thing that is good is even if you are a convicted felon, you have the right to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? You still don't have the legal right to carry. You know what I'm saying? But if a situation takes place in your home or whatever the case may be, or in your car, whatever the case may be, you still are protected by this law, even as a former felon. Whereas before, even in an stand your ground situation, as a former felon, you still ain't have no business with the firearm, period, and you're not protected by this. But now with this new what is it called? Constitutional carry thing, even former felons are carried under those circumstances. You know what I'm
But how
saying?
does that work if you're still, as a felon, and I'm still not technically supposed to carry a firearm? How am I then defending myself, I guess, with a firearm? How does that, I guess I'm confused,
Say your spouse, say your spouse, or you know what I'm saying, is a legal carrier, a legal gun owner. You know what I'm saying? And somebody comes in the house or whatever, and you get to the firearm and you neutralize the situation. You know what I'm saying? Before this law kicked in, you wouldn't be protected still under those circumstances. You know what I'm saying? As a former felon. But now you would be.
I mean, so you just, I mean, if something happened in public though, so basically it's going to be, so say, you're legally able to carry, I'm not, we get in an altercation, and I felt I was somehow able to get your gun away from you and I shot you with it. Am I protected as a felon because I was defending myself?
Yes, absolutely. Definitely under that circumstance. You disarm
Okay.
somebody, you know what I mean? You were unarmed and you disarmed, the perpetrator and neutralize that situation. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So yeah, it
Well, I'm
definitely
in
changes
whack
the
ass
game.
California. Um, freedom over here at all.
Yep. And so yeah, man. So stay ready. You ain't gotta get ready is the theme of the show. And what does that really look like? You know what I'm saying? In a large scheme of things. We talk about these new laws that are being passed in certain states, talking about all of these shootings that are taking place in different cities around the country and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about just being reckless, just being strapped up and being reckless. We had a few firearms instructors and gun shop owners on the show talking about, different safety
G&G in
measures
here
and
right
stuff
now.
like that. G&G in here now. Shout out to G&G Firearms.
G&G
They was
right
just
now.
on.
G&G Firearms in right now.
They was just on last week, giving us some of the good
Mm-hmm.
game. Shout out to the Old Goons Firearms down there in Texas. The
Right.
sister that we had on from Memphis, I can't think of her name right now.
Gerald
Huh?
and Keith Gerald.
Yeah, Keith Gerald. Shout out to Keith Gerald.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we had a few people on, giving us the good game. And one of the preparedness and training, exactly. That's where I was going with it. You know what I mean? So when we say stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, that's what we talking about. Preparedness and training. You know what I'm saying? And that don't just fall under with firearms either, because we had Sister Colette on the show talking about food preservation. You know what I'm saying? In case of emergency. You know what I'm saying? We got these food shortages out here. It could be some type of emergency, these lockdowns and all of this stuff taking place. So she was teaching us about storing food in your home long periods of time. Brother Daniel talking about how to operate with the radios and a bunch of different safety measures. He was giving us the game on. So to me, all of that falls under stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. Paramedics, you know what I'm saying, knowing how to take care of yourself if you do get hurt. You know what I'm saying, if you get shot. You know what I mean, knowing how to take care of your wound or whatever until you get medical attention. All of that falls under stay ready.
Martial arts. You may not have them, but you got your body. You got those hands.
Right.
You got hands and feet. Sometimes this is enough right here if you're trained properly. This is enough.
Right. Shout out to what's your homegirl name that we had on?
Professor Zahalia.
Yeah, Professor Zahalia. You know what I mean? So yeah, if all of that falls under stay ready, so you ain't got to get ready. You know what I mean? And so we chose that theme, man, because we just seen a lot of stuff, taking place in the news over this past week, where certain people was ready and certain people wasn't.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so one person who seems to stay ready is the baby.
The baby stayed there.
Shout out to the baby.
Yeah.
Why y'all keep messing with the baby, man?
Right. But the thing about the baby is like, I'm not about to be a victim. That's the thing about the baby, and obviously his aim is always on point. So it just leads me to believe that this brother is training regularly on emergency preparedness, right? And safety.
Right. Or he got a hellified instincts.
Man.
One or the other. Because for those of y'all that don't know, recently there was a intruder that broke into the baby's property in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And the baby had to neutralize the threat, man. He shot the kid in the leg. He didn't kill him, fortunately. You know what I'm saying? This time nobody lost their life, but he was able to neutralize the threat, without taking the dude's life. But he had to shoot this dude, man. I'm looking for the story.
It should be in there, but he neutralized the threat. He called 911. I'm not sure if it was a cameras thing where he saw the person on his cameras. They were hopping a wall or something like that. And this is a big piece of real estate. It's a mansion. So he called 911, letting the 911 operator know that there's someone on my property that's trying to get over a wall, and they're talking to him, and he let the 911 operator also know when he came over, and I neutralized him. He here waiting on you, basically. So much respect to the baby. Leave that man alone. Whoever it is, leave that man alone.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Here, go right here. I keep going right past it because
we have some.
Yeah. For people that don't know, the rapper the baby, this is not his first time having to defend himself in situations like this. You know what I'm saying? Before he really blew up like that, there was a situation in a Walmart out there in North Carolina where he was with his girl and his kids and all of that. And some dudes approached him on some rah-rah shit. And that dude actually, unfortunately, lost his life in that situation. So, story here, a person was shot at rapper the baby's residence around 8 p.m. Wednesday evening, authorities said. According to the Troutman Police Department, the shooting occurred at 135 Stillwater Road in Troutman, and one person was injured by a single gunshot wound. Now, why they put his address out there like that?
That's what you took the words right out of my mouth. Why y'all, come on now. They know what they be doing.
Right. They got the picture of the front of the estate.
The estate.
And they put the address out there. That's kind of funny style. The person's injuries did not appear to be life-threatening, and TDP does not believe there's any threat to the community. They released the 911 call and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Where he said, "Hey, dude was trespassing on my property. He was calling me by my name. I don't know what type of time he was on. He right here in front of me. I shot him in his leg, and we waiting for y'all to come get him.
Come get him, guys. That's just it.
Come get him."
So now, with that being said, though, right? So with that being said, because I support, the fact that, he was there defending himself, defending his property, and whomever may have been in the house, which they did not mention. But for me, I saw, some suspected, information from, folks online, kind of talking negatively to me about the fact that he defended himself. Some people were like, wait a minute, this person was on his property. And then your other people like, I guess because he's the baby and he's a rapper, like he's not supposed to be able to do that. One person in particular, I felt some kind of way. I don't think I shared this in our little thing, but
don't say Sean King. Let me guess.
No, Bishop Talbot Swan.
Talbot Swan. What Talbot Swan had to say? Shout out to the bishop, man. What the bishop had to say?
Yeah, like the bishop. What you doing, bro? Like you can't. Listen, everybody can get the work here. Nobody's on limits. He's still our brother, but
what did he say, man?
He said the way the baby keeps shooting black people and getting away with it, you'll think he was a white cop. Hmm? That's verbatim. Bishop, what you talking about? Bishop, no. Let me send that in the so you can see it for yourself. If you want to put that on the screen, you can put that on the
Yeah,
screen if you like. But
that's apples and oranges right there, man. That's apples and
that's
oranges,
apples and oranges.
Bishop. You cannot compare those two. No, sir.
No.
I disagree with you on that.
Several people went at him, by the way, on Twitter for doing that, and he went on a whole blocking campaign because I guess he didn't get the response that he thought he was going to get from making that comment either. Like, delete it. At this point, delete it. Actually, issue an apology. You know what? I should not have made that comparison. That was in poor taste, poor word, something. But that wasn't right.
But listen, we all ain't going to agree. We all ain't going to have the same perspective on every issue and see things the same way. You know what I'm saying? But that's that right there is kind of close to the line. That right there is kind of close to the line. That's kind of close to the line.
It wasn't close to the line. He touched it. Maybe he didn't necessarily. And I'm going to say this is the line. He put his toe on there. He put he put the tip of his shoe on the line when he said that. Like,
right. I mean, somebody come in your house. Somebody come in your house. Black, white, whatever it may be. It's a threat. It's a threat.
Even in Walmart, it wasn't in his house.
In Walmart, you with your family,
his woman and his children.
What's the purpose of being a legal gun carrier, a law-abiding citizen, if you're not able to protect yourself from whatever the threat may be? Now, the way that is worded, it seems like he's trying to put the double standard on the law enforcement. You know what I'm saying, on the system, because they do have certain people out here, and I wouldn't put the baby in this category, but like the shitty cousins of the world, you know what I'm saying, who seem to have these long ass track records of just being dangerous threats to Black society, and they get let out over and over again. You know what I'm saying? They're not put away the way that you would expect somebody to be. But somebody has non-violent drug offenses, and you give them 100 years. But then you got these niggas that be shooting niggas left and right, and you keep sending them back out on the street. That seemed like somebody being used by the white supremacists as an op. But I would definitely not talk about the baby situation in that way. Now, I got to disagree with the bishop on this one. I haven't heard the bishop get off cold before. I have never heard the bishop get off cold before. Shout out to the bishop. That was a crazy statement right there.
It's a second line for me. All of it. The baby keeps shooting Black people and getting away with it. He's shooting what Black people? Both times he was the victim. Like, is this supposed to be something about Black on Black crime? Like, I'm trying to figure out what was the point of that.
Like I said, to me, it sounds like he's trying to compare it to like a shitty cuz type of situation. That's what it sounds like to me, the comparison that he's trying to make. Even though it doesn't fit, that's what that wording sounds like to me. You know what I'm saying? Like they be letting these dangerous niggas run loose in the hood. But yeah, that
he's calling the baby dangerous.
Yes.
Doesn't fit. Nope.
Yes. No.
He's saying that the baby is dangerous.
And none of those situations.
So that's
okay.
Black man, I don't know what happened there. Defending a Black man. Can you hear me or see me?
You went off the screen for a second.
A Black man defending himself. I think I accidentally touched the mouse. A Black man defending his property, defending his family. It's weird. It's to the masses, right? But as soon as a Black man is the victim of this shit, of gun violence, whether that's from police or other Black people, it's not looked at the same way. So we to change the imagery, I believe. You know, it should be highlighted and promoted and celebrated when a black man specifically is defending himself and his family versus allowing, because we think about it, during slavery, black men were watching their wives and their children being raped and couldn't do nothing about it. This is a new,
Right.
no, we're not sitting back and watching that shit happen. We're doing something about it now. And so in this instance, this should be something that's celebrated and not looked down upon or as and making it seem like this is a dangerous person in society. Because we know that that's what they do to black men anyway. So making a comment like this on a platform as large as his was just out of bounds for me.
You know what? Try. Shout out to Kid Gravity. Try his suggestion. Nicely, see if that makes a difference. He said you may have to turn off your mic
Turn it off.
because you're lagging. See how it sounds and see if it matches if you just use the computer microphone. Not mute yourself, but actually unplug the microphone that you got hooked up and see how that works. And try that.
First of all, I unplugged the wrong thing, dang on thing, to be honest.
See how that works. But yeah, I do definitely agree with what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know where the bishop was going with that. It is unfortunate that it's other black people that keep trying the baby like that. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate that he keeps having to defend himself from other black people. It could be the internet. It could be the internet. We'll see. We'll let her get that together. But yeah, I don't know where the bishop was coming from with that statement right there. I don't know if he was trying to be funny, made a bad joke and bad taste. I don't know if he was serious. I don't know. Watch out for them black conservatives, y'all. Is the bishop a conservative? I don't think so. I don't think he considers himself. Well, I don't know if he considers himself a conservative, but when you hear conservative, you think Republican, and I definitely don't think he's one of those because, he's known for giving Republicans that work. Are you back? Are you back? Nope, she's not back. Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, Gravity. No, say it ain't so. Man, I be missing stuff on Twitter. I ain't see that, Nikki the God. Huh? Really? Nikki the God said he was promoting Biden during the election. I definitely don't remember that. Okay, maybe I got, take a closer look. Maybe I got to take a closer look at certain people, but I don't know. I do follow him. I haven't seen anything like that I can recall. So Nicely, she's trying to get her stream together. I don't know if it's her internet over there or whatever it is, but she'll be back. She'll be back in a minute. But in the meantime, y'all got me. In the meantime. How's everybody doing on this Sunday? Y'all good? Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure you share this out. Let everybody know that we are live on SincereluvdagodCast right now. Put it on Twitter. Put it on Facebook. Tell some folks to come tap in with us. And be sure to check us out, man, this coming week on the Black Business Showcase. We got a couple of good shows coming up on Wednesday. We got the God Supernova Slum coming up. I don't know if y'all familiar with the God Supernova Slum. He is the son of Queen Afua. We got him on Wednesday. That's going to be a good one. And on Thursday, we got my man Portier from Legendary Mix, legendarymix.com. I know a lot of y'all that listen to Tariq Radio, y'all probably hear his ad. His ad been running on Tariq Radio for years now, legendarymix.com. He has the clothing line, All Code clothing line, which I'm actually rocking right now. Make Black Wall Street again. This is part of the On Code clothing line. Y'all can check my brother out at oncodeclothing.com. Follow On Code Clothing on Instagram. Follow Legendary Mix of Music. I think it's Music at Legendary Mix. No. It's at Legendary Mix on Instagram. He also is the engineer that mixed and mastered me and my brother DJ RP Beats album, The Spear and the Shield, as well as the first Master Elements album. Make sure y'all go check those out. Those are available right now on all streaming platforms. Let me see. I think. Yeah, let me put this up. Boom. Master Elements, The Spear and the Shield, available on all streaming platforms. So yeah, Legendary Mix, our brother Portier, he's coming on this Thursday. So make sure y'all tap in with us for that. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Yeah, check us out for those shows, ladies and gentlemen. And this next week, hit me up, Kid Gravity. Send me a DM on Instagram. I'm at SincereluvdaGod on Instagram. Send me a DM and we'll see what we can work out. For sure. I see you doing your thing on YouTube as well. So make sure that y'all subscribe to Kid Gravity's channel. Put the link to your channel in the chat, Kid Gravity. Put the link to your channel in the chat so people can come check you out as well. That's our good brother right there. He got a lot of on-code content as well. But hit me up at SincereluvdaGod in the DM, and we'll see if me and Nicety can make ourselves available. Come on your platform, chop it up for sure. You back?
Y'all hear me? I'm back. Can y'all hear me? I don't have my mic plugged in. I have the computer mic. Okay, good.
Yeah. You here? Yeah, I still think it's a little. I still think it's a little bit off. I don't think it was the mic. It must be the. It must just be the internet.
The internet.
Yeah, it must just be the internet. But we good though. We good. It ain't unbearable. And it's not unbearable. Well, we just finished talking about the. Yeah, we just finished talking about the baby and the bishop's comments, which,
I don't know. We just can't be doing that. This whole perpetual image of being style and in our way, like we can't do that.
Yep. And so I guess we'll keep it in North Carolina for now.
All foreign.
Say it again.
Okay, but it almost seems like it's foreign, for black men themselves. Am I breaking up?
Yeah, your stream.
Let me turn off the internet off my phone. That's it.
Yeah, your stream is not coming through too good.
Here, maybe looking up some stuff, and it's showing strong on my laptop.
Repeat what you said.
I said out of this perpetual narrative or image of black men being docile and non-threatening when threats are coming their way.
Right, you could say that. You could say that too, but it doesn't seem that way when it's other black people though. And so that does touch on his point, right. Even though he was still off. He was still off of what he said, but that does touch on his point a little bit because we don't seem to be docile and non-aggressive when it comes to other black folks. All right.
Well, he didn't know what that person that was climbing over his wall.
No, I'm saying the baby is completely justified. You know what I'm saying? Especially since he only shot the kid in the leg or the dude in the leg. You know what I'm saying? try to knock his head off, and nothing. He neutralized the threat.
They don't kill
So
him.
he's completely justified. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this situation, both situations. But yeah, the bishop's comments were out of line for sure. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying to the point that you just made, you know, about black men and the image of us being docile and all of that. I'm just saying that it don't really fit when you're dealing with other black folks. Niggas is quick to pop off. You know what I mean? For shit that ain't even necessary to pop off about. You know what I mean? Niggas ain't taking no shorts when it comes to one another. And that's the double standard that gotta stop. That's the bullshit that gotta stop. Niggas act like they don't know what to do when the heat is coming from the white supremacists or somebody from the dominant society. Niggas act like they don't know what to do. Niggas get on TV looking confused and shit. Keep the same energy you would keep if it was another nigga. That's all. Just keep the same energy.
So with that being said, the bishop could have reworded it then. He could have reworded it, you know, instead of making it the baby, you know, reworded that whereas he's always being attacked or, you know, got at by people that look like him. So that's the situation presenting itself to him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what we were saying when your service was acting up, but we made that point when you were off screen. Are you off screen again? It's gonna be one of them nights.
I'm here.
Okay.
It's gonna be one of these nights, I guess. I don't know.
Nah, we good. I can hear you. So I'm just saying, moving on, you know what I'm saying, to the next story. In ABC News, we keeping it in Carolina right now. 9 injured in shooting at South Carolina restaurant, police say. This just happened, right? This is today.
This happened today. Yeah.
The circumstances leading up to the shooting were not immediately clear. Let's see what they got so far. At least 9 people have been shot at a South Carolina restaurant, according to the police. The shooting occurred today, Sunday morning at Kara's Lounge in Furman, South Carolina. Anybody familiar with Furman, South Carolina? I'm not familiar. It says located about 50 miles northwest of Columbia. Okay. According to the South Carolina State Law Enforcement Division, which received a request from the Hampton County Sheriff's Office to lead the investigation. Shooting comes a day after shooting incident at a mall in Columbia, South Carolina, that left 14 people injured. Like, there's been a lot of shootings this weekend, man.
Right.
9 people were shot and 5 others were injured while fleeing the scene Saturday afternoon. Police said the injured ranged in age from 15 to 73 years old. Police said they arrested a 22-year-old on a charge of unlawful carrying of a pistol and added that more charges may be forthcoming.
What's his name? Why we ain't got no name?
Why we ain't got no picture?
Where is his mugshot?
Because that was from Saturday. That's not this story that happened today. So let me see if there's any updates on what happened on Saturday. What the hell is that? I don't know what that was.
What you see?
Oh, y'all probably can't hear it, but something just popped up. Okay. Let me go back over here. I don't know what that was. Something just popped up. But I'm trying to see if they got any updates from the shooting that happened in Columbia on Saturday. So we got a mugshot or anything. Because they just said a 22-year-old was charged with unlawful carrying of a pistol. So he's not even charged with the shooting, whoever that is.
Yeah.
But there was 14 people who were left injured in that mall shooting. Let me see. Okay, that site is not coming up for some reason. Let me just Google it.
Well, in New York, you know, we got about not even a mugshot. We got the visuals of the alleged assailant, you know, within a day. So minimally for the shooting from yesterday's mall incident mugshot.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
At this point.
Okay, is this it? Bond set at $25K. Ankle monitor required for suspect in Columbia Central shooting. They got a Negro up here. They got a. Yep. Hold on a second. Yep, this is the same one. 14 injured in mall shooting, no fatalities. Nobody died. Okay. Dwayne Price, 22, the suspect in the Columbia Central shooting, had his bond set at $25,000 with a stipulation that he wears an ankle monitor.
That's all.
And will be on house arrest. Price cannot go to the mall or interact with anyone involved. Yeah, that is a low bond right there. That's a low bond.
Shot 14 people, and you got a $25,000 bond and house arrest, and he black.
And he black. Oh, this look like, I don't know if this is a black female or what. I don't know. Hold on a second. Let me share this. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I need to see this. I'm adding up.
It's a Negro.
You know.
Can y'all? Oh, let me put it on the screen.
Not with no $25,000 bond after going on a terrorist attack.
Dwayne Price. This is Dwayne Price.
What's wrong with that hairline?
Is that a male or female? I don't know. Family.
That ain't no FBA hairline. That ain't no FBA. Look at that hairline.
Let me see.
First of all, he looks 52, not 22.
Right. So it's a dude.
Yeah, something like that.
I guess. I don't know.
It could be a stud.
That's what I'm saying. I can't tell.
I'm getting stud boy.
I can't tell. Confirmed that at 2:03 p.m. they were called to the scene of the shooting inside of Columbia Central. Police announced the arrest of Dwayne M. Price as a suspect. Price is currently charged with unlawful carrying of a pistol. CPD said additional charges may be coming. Also, he's not charged with the shooting. So this is the one that they got him with a pistol.
What?
So that's why the bail is so low. That makes sense.
Yeah.
2 additional men were detained as persons of interest, but were released after investigations found they were not involved. During the bond hearing for Price on Sunday afternoon, the Columbia Police Department updated the injury tally to 14 people. 9 of those people suffered from gunshot wounds, and 5 were injured when rushing from the mall. He must not be the shooter.
He can't be.
Investigators believe at least 3 suspects displayed weapons during the shooting, and that at least 2 were fired. So it sounds like people were shooting at each other and they hit some bystanders. So it wasn't like somebody went into the mall on some terrorist attack. Sound like they got into it, and niggas ain't got no aim and shit. That's what it sounds like. I don't know, but it doesn't sound like he's not the shooter. The math ain't math. I don't know what's going on.
I agree, Crown. The math ain't math.
I don't know what's going on, but we'll look out for some updates on that. All of these different shootings that's happening, man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
stop sharing this.
The story, the teenager in Long Beach. I just saw this story this morning. I have not seen anything here on our local news in reference to Joshua Simmons, which is his name. 15-year-old boy was fatally shot Friday evening when he arranged to meet with a seller of a cell phone through an online mobile marketplace. The shooting took place before 9:30 p.m. in the 1000 Block via Wanda, where the boy and the seller had planned to meet to complete the transaction. When Long Beach PD officers arrived, found a 15-year-old boy suffering from multiple gunshot wounds to the upper body. Authorities identified him Saturday morning as Joshua Simmons. He was pronounced dead at the scene. CBS reporters spoke with members of Simmons' family Saturday evening who were grieving the loss of their loved one less than 24 hours after he was tragically killed. Gathered at the court where the incident is said to have occurred. The assailant name is I thought I saw his name. He was shot by a white Hispanic guy
Yeah.
that is 24 years old. His name is Jose Damonte Cardenas, who's 24 years old, and his bail is set for $2 million.
And he turned himself in, right? I think it said that he turned his. I think it said
Did
that
he
he
turn
turned
himself
himself
in?
in.
He was detained a short time later. So a lot of times too. So let me back up just a little, and it's kind of on topic but off topic. My daughter um, had a friend. She allowed this friend to use her car, right, while she was at work, helping her out. The friend was doing stuff like this, arranging to buy things from people on Craigslist and stuff like that. When they would meet up to do the transaction, she was robbing them. So one time, my daughter together at one point, and because daughter's license plate had been on camera, during one of these situations, they were arrested. Thank God my daughter was immediately let go because she was never on camera and had proof that she was always at work during the situations where it happened. But when they investigated it, though, or what happened was when they saw it on there and they got the license plate, the girl that she was hanging with, they had like several emails and stuff like that of her corresponding with people to make transactions for cell phones, laptops, just different types of things. Like they had already had a whole Bible basically of these transactions. So I think she had been being reported for some time by the victims of this situation. And I'm wondering if that was the same case with this guy.
Okay.
Like, was there some type of history of him doing this and why they found him so fast?
Right. Well, again, I think he turned himself in. I read the article a little bit earlier, and I remember seeing that. Let me see if I can find it right now.
And they were saying something about a tussle too, right?
The suspect has been identified as
Probably.
24-year-old Los Angeles resident Jose Bustamante Cardenas. He was booked on count of murder and was being held on $2 million bail. I thought I saw that in here. That could have been another one. That could have been another. So many shootings happening. I could have read that somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see
But
anything about him taking himself in, but LA and Long Beach, that was quite a distance technically to drive with $6 gas prices to make a cell phone transaction. So to me, that suspect already, you planned on possibly robbing this kid for his money. Maybe he tried to fight back and the dude had a gun.
right, right. Now, going with the stay ready, you ain't got to get ready thing. What does that look like in situations like this and like the situation you were describing with your daughter and her friends and stuff? Because obviously we don't want 15-year-olds running around here, you know what I'm saying, carrying firearms, right?
Right.
But as parents, you know what I'm saying, what type of preparedness could we have in place to mitigate situations like this from happening? You know what I'm saying? With your 15-year-old,
Right.
like you gotta have your 15-year-old on game about the dangers of shopping online and meeting up with people,
At nine
strangers.
o'clock at night. At
You know
nine
what I'm
o'clock at
saying?
night, why was he alone? And I'm not blaming the parents. This is not to
Not at
blame
all.
parents, but it's 9 p.m., so it's already dark. He doesn't have a car. He's on foot. He's meeting a stranger for a cell phone transaction, whatever transaction it may have been. He should have been accompanied with an adult unless they
Right.
didn't know. That's the only thing that I can think of is they didn't know the transaction was
Yeah, it
happening.
sounds like they didn't know. And a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, they feel like they could move like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But that's where we come into play at early with talking to them about the reasons why it's important to communicate. And you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And to watch what they're doing online. You know what I'm saying? To a certain degree, as parents, I think it's our responsibility to monitor what they do online.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Well, there's a line that you have to find that's not crossing the point of invasion of privacy, if you want to say that.
Ain't no
Some
privacy
people,
in my house.
I was about to say some parents gonna say ain't no damn privacy.
Privacy.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we can't be too careful. To me, in situations like this, you can't be too careful. You can't be too overbearing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's our job to keep them safe.
And there was a situation here in LA about a month or so ago, same situation. This Hispanic guy, he was meeting someone that he met like on a Craigslist or some type of marketplace thing, and he was doing a transaction to buy a vehicle for his daughter who just got her license. And I believe it was like a $2,500 transaction, and it was an ambush. And unfortunately, he had his daughter, his wife, and other kids in that car when he was going to do the transaction to purchase the vehicle from this person that he didn't know and met online. And it was an ambush, and they shot and killed him in front of his family and took the money.
I love how the Encore family is looking at media these days, man. You know what I'm saying? Crown 808 brings up a good point. Why no mugshot for him, but we got a picture of the victim?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not really mad at this picture of the victim, you know what I'm saying? Because we do see like a child, an innocent child here. You know what I'm saying? They didn't try to make him look like a man or a monster. They didn't put a picture of him smoking a spliff or, pointing a gun or something crazy. Like sometimes they do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's still a good point. Where's the mugshot of the dude that y'all arrested?
Yeah.
The white Hispanic. You know what I mean? So I just like the way that, we got a different way of looking at media these days. You know what I'm saying? We don't just take everything on face value, and we're aware of certain framings and images and things of that nature, because media is warfare.
Yep.
Media is definitely warfare. Not too long ago, man, my son and his homeboy breeds dogs. And they went and met up with somebody to make a sale. Somebody wanted to buy a dog, and I ain't going for. I wanted to shut it down. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of hard to make those decisions as a parent. I'm like, I don't want to inflict my fears onto them. You know what I'm saying? We can't prevent every little situation, and so I just told them whatever I could tell them as far as about being safe. You know what I mean? I told them, make sure that you meet up somewhere, where it's lit up at. Maybe close to a precinct, you know what I mean? Somewhere, don't be meeting nobody in no weird places and shit like that. I just told them the tips that I could give them, but I had to let them go. You know what I'm saying? And they went to Tennessee to go meet up with somebody. They left the state. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time I'm like, dang, it's like, all right. I didn't want to keep calling and shit, but I think he knew, because he kept texting me and updating me. Yo, this was going on. This where we at. You know what I'm saying? Everything went smooth, but we have to figure out a way to, be protective and still not like in my case, like the thing I was saying was, I don't want, because I'm a little skeptical about it, you know what I'm saying, to put that on you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to live your life. I can't be there all the time.
Right. But you're also teaching him, you're giving him the tools, you're teaching him how to look out for certain things. Look for, be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you go somewhere that's lit up, close to a precinct. Make sure you let me know when you get there. All these things, so that, I also know exactly where you're at, what's going on. So God forbid something did happen, you got information where, you can get to your child too. If something was. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Again, try to create an environment where the lines of communication are open. You know what I'm saying? Where they're comfortable. They don't feel like, at his age, he's 18 now. I think, he was 18 then. Might have been before his birthday, right before he turned 18 or whatever. But, they don't want to feel like a kid. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to feel like, oh, damn, or your dad, or you got to keep checking in with your pops. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. Yeah. And so I try to create the environment where it's not like that. You know what I mean? I'm going to communicate with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown-ass man. I'm your dad. But if I'm in the same situation, I'm going to let you know I'm all right too. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know that you're good.
Listen, my daughter lives out of state. She has like the, Ring cameras and stuff like that. And, you can give people access to it to monitor and stuff like that. the Find Me app on our phones. Like I always know where she is. She's very grown. She's 26. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But it
Ain't
makes
nothing wrong
me
with that.
feel that anything can happen. You know, you're away. Maybe your phone died. I can monitor who's going in and out your house or who's trying to attempt to get in your house. You know, I just need that peace of mind. You know, and she agreed, so we cool. But you're just never too old to, you know, have that extra set of protection and eyes on you.
Thanks. Thanks. What's going on with this? What's going on with this mayor? I ain't even see this story.
Which one? What story we on?
Residents of New Jersey town say mayor.
Oh, yeah. We were just talking about this when G&G were on the other day. You know, about having the ability to have a marijuana card versus a your firearms, you know, permit. You can't have both, right? So the mayor there in Jersey basically is okay with the police officer smoking weed. They have firearms. So why can't the residents do both? And there's
Nah,
also
I don't think you're talking about the same story.
no. Oh,
I don't think
well.
you're talking about the same story. But go ahead. What you talking about?
Yeah, and I actually sent it to him. Let me go in here because I can't find it. We got so many materials on here, but and also there's video of people filming police officers like in uniform
In New
firing up
York.
a blunt.
Yeah, I saw that
Right
in New York.
on the clock. Yeah, on the clock. So
Yeah, Shorty
yeah,
was getting it in.
right. It's just double standard, and these people have firearms. So if they're, you know, under the
And
influence of a substance, isn't that
and the story you talking about, they said they have permission to smoke off duty, right? They won't be
off
fired
duty
for
for
smoking off
Jersey?
duty.
But who's
But
really doing it off duty?
yeah,
Off duty can be on my way to work. I fired
who's
up,
exactly,
you know?
exactly. Who's to say, you know, when you were smoking and when you wasn't smoking?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, that chick was on video. That was in New York. That chick was on
Yeah.
video blowing it down. Blowing it down.
Puff, puff, pass. I'm just kidding.
But no, the story that I'm talking about, this is in New Jersey. The mayor apologizes for racist language used in leak recording.
Oh, yes. That's right here. Right here. I just
Sal Bonacorso.
Mm,
I think that sounds like an Italian name.
very much so.
61, who was first elected mayor of Clark in 2000, remains on the job even after apologizing for using the N-word in a secret audio recording. Now, New Jersey is notorious for having these racist Italians in law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
Going all the way back to even the case with our sister Sada Shakur.
Right.
And that whole department. Even if you look at the movie with Denzel, the movie Hurricane, they showed you a lot of that that nonsense coming from over there as well. But let's take a look at this story here because I didn't even get to read this.
And the audio is there too.
Yeah, I got it. And so really quick, hold on 1 second, family. Make sure y'all hit the like button, share this out on your social medias and all of that good stuff. Where we at? Oh, I think it's pinned. Where is it? Nope. I thought I pinned it. I'm going to pin it next time, though. But hold on, family. Bear with me. All right. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. And so this is from, I think that's ABC News.
It just
Or
says
NBC News, one of them.
NBC News, NBCnews.com.
Yeah, NBC News. There you go. All right, here we go.
Tenant appeared to feature the mayor repeatedly using racial slurs. A source familiar with the recordings provided News 4 with a copy, and a second source confirmed their authenticity. And the recordings show other past examples.
walking around or something.
The recordings also included comments about women officers.
As far as female cops go, I hope there's never any, but they're all disasters that I've seen.
Regarding the insensitive nature of my comments about a female Clark police officers, they were hurtful, and I'm sorry. They were also a part of a larger, difficult conversation we were having about performances of several officers employed by Clark.
Tonight, the mayor says he is changed after Black Lives.
This nigga's over here pizza splaining. You know what I mean? This nigga's over here pasta splaining.
And then he's about to evoke Black Lives Matter on the next sentence. He changed once Black Lives Matter came along. Man,
let's hear the rest of this bullshit.
Lives Matter marches 2 years ago and promises to work with a Black community-based organization. But he faced a heated town hall meeting just last night.
I am so embarrassed to say that I live in Clark now.
You don't want to be ashamed of yourselves. You really should.
The mayor issued no apology then.
There's a lot of accusations out there that are very hurtful to people, to myself and others.
Past legal papers obtained by News 4 show the town paid Lieutenant Antonio Manata, the man who made the recordings, $400,000 on condition he turn over the offensive recordings. The recordings were turned over to the town 2 years ago, but have remained in the shadows ever since. Tonight, the mayor claims he's a changed man, despite many calling for his resignation.
I can say that I am a very different person in 2022 than I was in 2020.
Hold on a second.
Really want to apologize.
Hold on, there's some shit to unpack in this shit here.
Right.
There's some shit to unpack in here. Hold on. I want to go back. How do I get back? Let me go. Let me press this page. Hold on a second. Giuliani. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Pause.
Where were the Black people though?
Right. All right. First of all, before we even get to that part, I'll definitely peep that though. Like, hold on. Let me just go back to that part where they showed people at the town hall. Did I pass it?
No.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. I got it muted somehow. Okay, there it goes.
Apology then.
All right, look at this. Look at this, family. Okay, ain't one Negro in there.
Right.
So what we have here is probably your liberal white supremacists who are checking this mayor for getting too far off code.
That's all.
That's all this is. You can't just come out and just call them niggers, man. We got to codify the language.
Boom.
That's all they upset about. They don't mind the white supremacy being practiced, but you can't just come up the middle with it like that, mayor.
And that's what she's embarrassed about. That's what the lady that was embarrassed. I'm embarrassed that you got off code.
Right.
We agreed that we would codify our language.
Right. That's all this is about. And then the other thing is this. They always, whenever they talk about anti-Black racism, they always gotta mix it up with something else.
Oh man.
And so they said he made some remarks about some women, right? About women. It wasn't even about women in general. It was just about women police.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of a misogynistic statement that he made about, women being disasters on the police force.
About white women.
Right. Being disasters on the police force. But it wasn't some type of condemnation of women altogether. Right. But meanwhile, he was talking about hanging niggers.
Right. And that got overshadowed through the whole thing. They more focused on the women. And
he didn't even apologize about the racist comments.
No.
He only apologized about the the so-called sexist comments.
Right. But he changed and he's going to donate to a black organization, most likely a white-run black organization under the guise that it's black and helping black people. We know how that is too.
Yeah, he's going to go to the Negro Museum.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take him on a tour of the Negro Museum, and he's going to be baptized in the blood of Jesus and forgive.
The recordings also included comments about women officers.
As far as female cops go, I hope there's never any.
You talk about female cops in particular.
Regarding the insensitive nature of my comments about a female Clark police officers, they were hurtful, and I'm sorry. They were also.
He gave a half-ass apology about the comments he made about the female officers, but zero apology about talking about hanging niggas. Not that we want your apology anyway, nigga. Not that we want your apology anyway. We want your job. How about that?
It shouldn't be. Why is it that he's being asked to step down versus being fired? That should just be done. You know what I mean? Fired. We shouldn't have the option.
They're looking to see when did this come out? Let me see. When did this come out? Where's the date? I don't see the date. Oh, April 12th. So they're looking to see what the backlash, how much outrage is going to be from this, and they will give him an opportunity to resign.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the most that will happen.
But no Negro showed up to also make sure that happens. Where are y'all at, Negroes?
And what town is this in New Jersey? They said Clark or something like that. I never heard of Clark.
Yeah, Clark.
I never heard of Clark. I don't know what part of Jersey that is. Maybe Greg could tell us something about that town there. I don't know. I never heard of it. Right. Right. The apology was only for the women.
So basically he's saying I meant what I said about these niggas.
Right. Right. Family, this is the problem with law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? This is not about training and all of this nonsense that they try to get us to focus on. These people are rotten to the core from top to bottom, from the mayor all the way down to the beat cop.
In and out.
You have white supremacists on duty, hardcore white supremacists on duty. He was talking about hanging niggas and all kind of shit.
Yeah. But he gets the option to resign. It's an option.
This is not some redneck down in Alabama somewhere. This is an Italian dude in New Jersey, so he's supposed to be another minority. That's part of your minority coalition.
Right. That's y'all people of color.
All they needed was a Karen's word, and the town was ablaze. Say that, Jackson.
That's it.
Say that, Jackson. Yeah, it must not be no black people in that town. I don't know nothing about Clark, New Jersey. Never heard of it.
They didn't even have a black reporter in there. They didn't even sprinkle a nigga in there.
How you that angry at black people? Ain't no black people in your town. Ain't even no black people for you to harass, and you still mad at black people. Hold on.
Right.
Clark, New Jersey. Race demographics. Let me see how many. 91% white.
Wow.
It's less than 2% black in that town. Why are you so mad at the Negroes, family? It's like two of them. It's like two of them. That's crazy.
You can't make this shit up.
They got more Asians out there. There's 3.8% Asians out there. The rest is all white, and you got 2 black families. That's it.
And he on a nigga spree. He hollering nigga. We ain't your problem.
God damn.
Well, that's why he don't have to apologize.
And that's why he still got his job.
Exactly.
They all on code.
They all on code.
They all on code. Man, All right, family.
Let's talk about our other, I ain't even saying suspected, but I guess, suspected white supremacist. Ed Buck, sentenced to 30 years in prison and overdose deaths of two men at his West Hollywood apartment. Those are two black men, by the way. This old, decrepit, mass murderer, white supremacist, targeted black men, gay black men specifically in Los Angeles, here in West Hollywood area, and would inject them with, overdose them basically with meth and other types of drugs, and they would die in his apartment.
Right.
These are the two that he was convicted of, but they had been pulling bodies out of there, kind of regularly. It was a known thing here in West Hollywood and West LA about what he was doing. And it took black people, grassroots, to make the noise needed to get this man even arrested and ultimately convicted. Years.
And it took years and a lot of work, like you said, from the grassroots.
Black grassroots
to make this happen. After at least the two men that we know about turned up dead.
Remember one survived. There was one who actually survived.
Oh, yeah. Other than the two. There were definitely two dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there was another one that survived and lived to tell the story. Talk about these crazy experiments that this man be doing on these vulnerable.
There was video. He was recording them in weird outfits and stuff and saying all kind of crazy, just barbaric, disgusting shit.
And shout out to this sister, Jasmine Canick, I think is how you say her name. Canick. She said, "Hey y'all, we did it. By now, I'm sure you heard that Ed Buck was sentenced to 30 years in prison. There's so much I want to say, so many people to thank. Lots of emotions right now, but I'm gonna start with a drink and get back to you later. For now, thank you, everyone." She was one of the people leading the charge on this, putting in a lot of work to get this man off the goddamn streets, man. This guy, he was a Democratic donor for years. Donated heavy to the Clinton campaign and other Democratic campaigns. And also I seen Professor Black Truth did an expose on him where he was actually a Republican back in the days.
Wow.
So these people, they change parties like outfits.
Right,
you know what I mean? I wanted to see if she had any updates about it. No, she got that pinned to the top. Let me see. Finally had a chance to watch. No. Okay, I want to see if she put anything after that. But no. But shout out to that sister.
All right. And y'all, so right now, because this is new, and I'm putting it in our source material, breaking news. So I'm from Cali. Stockton police fatally shoots black woman, fires over 30 shots at her car. This is just in.
God damn.
I just put it in our materials if you want to share. So this is developing. It's the shooting actually happened in body cam footage released on April 7th. Tracy Guetta, 54, is fatally shot after a Stockton, California K-9 unit fires more than 30 bullets into her car on February 22nd. I've yet to hear about this till now, so this is breaking, I guess, for us right now. Family attorneys are alleging excessive force by law enforcement on Wednesday after police officer Kyle Rivera emptied multiple clips at the grandmother's vehicle in an incident that began with her backing her car into police patrol. She never proposed a threat, or she was not armed. Beautiful lady.
Shout out to Sister Colette.
So it's Northern California.
Shout out to Sister Colette. We see you. Appreciate you.
Hey, sis.
Man.
Yeah.
Wow.
The shootings keep going, and notice all the victims just happen to be black. Just saying, everybody black.
So there's body cam footage. I'm not going to play that if it's on here. But that's the sister right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't heard about this. You said this happened back in February.
I just got news on it right now as I'm talking to you.
Wow. Okay. So was she suspected of a crime or anything? It says because her lawyer says no matter what was going on with her, even if she had committed a heinous crime, he didn't have the right to shoot her. She never threatened him. Officer fired his weapon against department policy that discourages police from firing at moving vehicles. The excessive force is shocking. Damn.
She had not stopped after yelling to raise her hands. Raise her hand. She in the car. Maybe she didn't hear you. Did you say that on the speaker on the police car, or were you just yelling it like, you know what I'm saying? And let's be clear, Black people, unfortunately, when we have these encounters with law enforcement, a lot of them don't know how to have that encounter. It's a lot of that, and the situations that is happening are out of fear. Your instinct is just to get away, and maybe not necessarily run because you did something wrong, but maybe I want to get where some other people can see this happening. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I need witnesses perhaps to see this interaction. I'm over here in this dark area. No one is here to witness this. I'm not getting out. I'm not, about to have this, encounter with you, and no one is here to witness it with me. Maybe that I'm just,
And this just seemed like a straight ambush killing.
Yeah, look at that.
30 shots. What was you shooting, officer?
Yeah, you're right.
Because those Glocks that they carried, I mean, you had to reload.
And the family says that they're heartbroken about the grandmother's murder, but confused as to what she was doing in the San Joaquin Valley, as she lives 50 miles north of Sacramento. Maybe there's some type of mental, breakdown. Don't know.
Man. Okay.
I mean, the title of today's broadcast has just been writing itself with all these different news, happening left and right with all these shootings, whether it's in defense of yourself or more, officer involved shootings. It's wild out here.
I just realized it's past time for me to break my fast.
Oh my God. Do you see this?
All I got is some water right here. That's all I got. Wet the whistle, that's all.
Yeah, this is wild. It's sad, of course I hate seeing this, even the Congo, how do you say it? The guy from Congo that was executed by the race soldiers, as well. That I refuse to post that video. I don't. I can talk about it. I'll put the article up on my timeline, but I do not ever post a shooting. I'm not going to show Black people being murdered. You will not see that on my timeline. But what was interesting to me about that story is when his family did decide to speak, they stated that they came here to America, I guess, for a better life, and thought
you got to recap the story a little bit for people that might not know what happened.
So I don't know everything. I mean, because I just had a brain fart, but somehow, or he was being chased down by a race soldier, and he was face down. So the threat, if you will, was neutralized. He was face down. The race soldier then took his gun out and shot this man execution style in the head after he was already down and face down. I believe that he's going to use the same defense as that other chick did, and say he thought it was his taser. But again, he was down.
Because you heard him say it. You heard him say that, right?
Yeah. So it's like, how, when he's already down, you don't need the taser. You've already neutralized the threat. You have the upper hand already. So there was no need to reach for anything other than your cuffs, perhaps. I can understand you reaching for your cuffs, But this man is already down, face down. You're on top of him. So what did you need to reach for, a taser or a firearm at that point for?
What the hell? This is not even coming up here. Okay.
His name is Patrick Loyola.
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 Yeah. But yeah, man. But the point that you were about to make about the family, talking about how they didn't expect something like that to happen when they came here.
That was crazy. How you didn't expect that?
So they're talking about, they basically fled from,
the Congo.
From the Congo, where there was uprisings and war and all this stuff taking place over there. And again, America has, I would say, the greatest marketing, whatever you want to call it, the greatest marketing in history of any company, any corporation, any entity in existence. America is marketed to the world as like, this is the land of milk and honey. This is heaven over here. Yes, indeed. Ramadan Kareem, sister, appreciate you. And so they were saying, we coming from over here where all this war and strife and all this stuff is taking place. We think if we make it to America, nothing like this will ever happen. And this is the thing that we have been trying to tell the brothers and sisters from the continent and from other places about the war that we are in over here as well, and about the dangers of white supremacy and just the necessity to stay ready so you ain't got to get ready just for the mere fact that you Black.
Right.
Any day could be the day. Any day could be the day. You know what I'm saying? And when we talk about these situations, a lot of times we get people from over there telling us, "Oh, y'all just lazy and y'all don't know how to act. If y'all didn't learn how to act right and pull your pants up, then nothing wouldn't happen to you. Y'all drug dealers and all of this shit, all of these stereotypes about foundational Black Americans when we try to tell y'all about the goddamn white supremacists. And y'all think that y'all could just come over here and get in good with white folks and y'all gonna have some type of safe space that protects you from being a victim of white supremacy.
Because you got an accent.
Right. Because you're not a Hakata. Because you're not a Hakata. And we've been trying to tell y'all, all right, y'all gonna have to learn the hard way. And obviously we're not celebrating nobody's death or anything like that. But the thing is, we've been trying to tell y'all about these situations. So y'all, where are y'all movements at?
Right.
Where are y'all movements to try to raise some awareness about what's going on with the brother? Because he wasn't the only one. Recently, there was another immigrant.
The one that was killed by his white girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there was another one too, aside from him. Because I remember me and Jackson was talking about something. Because Jackson was asking, is this new with immigrants being killed by the race soldiers and all that? And I was like, nah, I remember Botham John, Amadou Diallo, and a few others. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely been, they haven't been any exceptions when it comes to this.
And Botham John, brother was up in court hugging Amber Guyger. You know what I'm saying? And, let's forgive her. I love her. That's my sister, after she done murdered your brother in his home.
Right. Right. So, this is one of those situations where, unfortunately, it's like, you guys going to have to hold your own nuts.
Well, yeah, because I don't understand, before they've been here, I think for 4 or 6 years, somewhere in there, not super long. It definitely hasn't been 10 years. I want to say his family's been here for like 6 years. So in those 6 years, y'all thought all this and you weren't going to, expect to encounter any of this, but we just had George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you've been here to witness several, incidents between Black men and women and the police department. So where did you get this from? Again, you thought that your accent was going to protect you?
You thought you was something different. You thought you was something different. As long as you're not a lazy Akata, you ain't got to worry about shit like that. And that's the reason why, unfortunately, y'all got to hold your own nuts when it comes to these situations. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they don't want us to. They want us, to, stand up in mass and, get loud and, help them do this unfortunate.
They want us to do the heavy lifting. They want us to put in all the work and they reap all the benefits. So they can go right back to kissing white ass and, trying to undermine us.
Sadly. I mean, and it was 1000% an execution. I saw it.
1000%.
It was definitely an execution. Of all the shootings, usually they're from a distance a lot. This was just very up close, very personal. It was horrible. Definitely horrible.
And even his reaction after the shooting was like he do this every day. Like, this is another day at the park. You know what I'm saying?
It was very sad, and prayers to the brother's family. We got prayer for y'all, but we ain't lifting nothing. But I will pray for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And we do hope that y'all get justice.
Right.
We do hope that y'all get justice. We do want to see the race soldier get punished.
But they gotta want to see him.
We want to see what y'all gonna do. We want to see what y'all gonna do, because even when they did get the statements from the family, it wasn't like they was making no strong statements about racism or anything.
No. But guess who the attorney is? You know how that goes.
Yep.
So yeah, another unfortunate, execution of a Black man, and two, our brothers and sisters in the diaspora in the Caribbean. You guys are going to have to, poke your chest out, call a thing a thing. There is a system of white supremacy. You have to call white supremacy out. You are not a protected class. Your ass is Black, just like us. And they're going to treat you just as they treat our Black asses. And until you guys figure that out, more of this is going to happen in your communities. And
I want to see some movements being led by some of y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to see some movements being led by some of these non-FBAs. Like, where are y'all Malcolms and Martins at?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Bring it up to today. Where are y'all Tariqs and Professor Black Truths at? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking to see. That's some shit I could get behind and rock with. You know what I'm saying? But all of this tiptoeing around the issues and not really calling it what it is and looking for us to do all of the protesting and shit for y'all, that shit dead.
Well, actually, speaking of that, right? Because there was this non-FBA, and actually Tariq posted it on his timeline. He's from LA, and he was talking about how white people treat them better than Black people. Did you see that?
The dude that was on the Soft White Underbelly show.
Yeah. So this is the mentality that they have, right? Yet you guys are not living in white people's neighborhoods. You're driving them, you're driving them their food from Uber Eats and picking them up and taking them where they want. And that's as close to whiteness as you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it.
And the thing is, when you listen to him talk, he's using our verbiage and our slang, and you know what I'm saying? Right. He got the accent, but his whole swag come from us. You know what I'm saying? You mimicking us, my nigga, but at the same time, we ain't shit. And the white people got your back more than us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile,
Garvey had to come to America to get it popping, though. He couldn't galvanize the support that he needed in Jamaica. He still had to come here and link up with FBAs to get the movement popping.
And I'm talking about today. I'm talking about in these times right now. You know what I'm saying? Or going back, you had some non-FBA riders throughout history, of course. But I'm talking about right now. What are y'all movements, and who are not even the leaders, but the faces, the thought leaders, and you know what I'm saying?
The voices.
Yeah. Right. That's all I'm saying. Where they at though? Man, there was something else I wanted to mention. I don't even want to talk about that, man. You got that Gabby shit in here.
Come on.
I didn't even want to talk about Gabby and Dwayne Wade and them.
Oh.
Hold on. Right now it's time for my segment though. This is my new segment here on
What new segment?
On the Godcast. You remember my new segment I came up with last week? The post of the week goes to the post of the week or the tweet of the week, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
The post of the week. Remember last week it was Dwan B when he made that post about Katanji and comparing it to when Clarence Thomas got sworn into the Supreme Court and all of that. That was the post of the week last week, if y'all remember. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna start doing this weekly if I can remember. I'm gonna pick out my favorite post of the week and I'm gonna turn that into a segment. And so this week's post of the week goes to our sister Tashina Arnold.
Oh yes, shout out to Tashina.
Tashina Arnold. Y'all know her. That's Pam from Martin. That's our sister right there. She's definitely on code. She's definitely tapped in with New Black Media and all that. And she asked a good question on Twitter. She said, honest question. What can we as Black women in America do to stop aiding in the emasculation of Black men in America? And I want to get some feedback from the sisters about this question. Nicety, your thoughts?
My thought initially, when I first saw it, I was like, well, one, this is just one, because there's many, but, you know, stop looking at Black men in the eyes of white supremacists. I think that, you know, a lot of Black women are taking white supremacist talking points and bringing that home, meaning, you know, looking at Black men in those eyes, you know, weak, docile, you know, lazy, right? Because some, you know, not just the immigrants say stuff like that. I know a circle of Black women, FBA, that says the same bullcrap, you know. So, and to me, that's looking at Black men in the eyes of the white supremacists. And then one point that you made when I did post it is, and I 1000% agree. When these you know, moist ones coming here, we can't be on that, yes, bitch, yes, when dudes is out here putting heels and stuff on. And then you turn around talking about ain't no good Black men. Where our protection at? Well, you've been highlighting these dudes with fingernails and stuff on. So, like, which one do you want?
Right. And again, it's not to knock nobody's lifestyle or anything like that. But you got a lot of brothers in the LGBT community who don't try to act like women.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They might be homosexual or whatever the case may be, but they still present themselves as men. They dress like men. They don't wear makeup and fingernails, all of that stuff. They still men. You know what I mean? And whatever, your lifestyle choice is your lifestyle choice. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to judge you. I ain't got no gavel. You know what I'm saying? But for the women who like to big this shit up, you know what I'm saying? Go out their way to big this shit up. That goes along with the question that Tashina raised, in my opinion.
And not just bigging it up, you're bigging that up, but then you're talking about a masculine Black man who's sure of himself, who's all about protecting and providing and all that. That's toxic masculinity. Like, come on now.
Right. So good. You make a good point. Stop repeating these white supremacist talking points, because that's a white supremacist talking point, talking about toxic masculinity and all that. And viewing Black men through that lens. All right. Crown 808 says, stay on code and raise our sons on code. Period. That's another good way. Another good way. I'm trying to see what they're talking about over here with Candace Owens and all of that.
In the chat.
Yeah.
Because that's off code. Now, she says a lot of The thing with Candace is
I think they talking about something else.
Okay. The thing though, you can get fooled by her real quick because she'll say some on point stuff, but then she goes right on back, to her, BS. So you just gotta kind of know what code is, I guess.
Right. Yeah. And Crown says they be the same ones saying ain't no good black men. The same ones that's bigging up all of these moist feminine dudes.
Yeah.
It's the same ones saying ain't no good black men. And we're the good black men. And for the women that be saying that, the women that got that kind of mentality, it's like you should be able to attract what you are. If you saying that you are the shit and you supposed to be worthy of this type of man that you saying you can't find, I think we got to take a look at ourselves because we should be able to attract that which we are. You know what I'm saying? If you're worthy of that.
A lot of times we know the nigga ain't shit, you know what I'm saying? And you still chance it. You already know from jump. And you still think you're going to be that one to change them. I'm going to be that one.
So that's your own decision making.
That's your own decision making.
That's your own decision making. You still got to take that responsibility because you knew what you was dealing with. You knew what you was getting into. You knew this nigga wasn't taking care of his other kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? You already knew that. You know what I mean?
So you got the baby out. He ain't taking care of your baby. Now all of a sudden he a deadbeat dad. Well, he wasn't taking care of those other 5 before you had number 6.
Stop the aiding and not just stop. Right. Because in a wider context, with white supremacy in general, it only works because we aid it.
Yep.
It cannot work without us participating.
Yep. On both sides, black men and black women participate.
You know what I'm saying?
Same thing with those manosphere dudes.
Right.
Like saying all this wild, crazy stuff about black women. That needs to be cut off. It's one thing to constructively, criticize or correct, one another and call out BS within our community. But again, when it goes into white supremacy talking points, like I check all the way out. Like I know what that is right away.
Facts. So that was the post of the week. Shout out to Sheena Arnold. And ladies, again, if you're watching this on the replay or whatever, leave us a comment. And let us know what your thoughts are. How can black women stop aiding in the emasculation of black men? And she specified black American women and black American men, by the way. She specified
very
that.
specific. I mean, Will and Jada, ever since this situation has come out with the whole slapping of Chris Rock, not that we hadn't seen these things in the past. I don't think it made sense to us until he had his, blow up. But she's been emasculating this man for a very long time publicly. And I don't know if it was unbeknownst to her or if it was intentionally she was trying to break this man down. I'm going to say intentionally, but
You going to say intentionally?
I'm going to say intentionally because my thing is even if I'm going through something with my significant other, my boyfriend, my
supposed
husband,
to be deep
whatever,
and all that, right?
I'm not going on public platforms with millions of viewers saying the things that she said about her husband. Certain topics to me are off limits, and we're going to talk about that at home. And if it's asked me whether I'm a public figure or not, it's none of your business. You can say it's none of your business. She's been kind of, I'm like, dang, like she said that, like, Will, you ain't put your foot down yet? It was bad for me. But I feel like also he let it happen. So she was never going to change until he made her change.
So, family and other stay ready so you ain't got to get ready news. This brother was ready. And this mother was ready too, by the way.
Oh, I saw that one.
The brother and the mother was ready.
Bonnie and Clyde.
So, son, let me see. Let me get this on the screen. Boom. Son fatally shoots home intruder disguised as healthcare worker trying to break into his mother's home. Let me see. A mother's son fatally shot a home intruder who disguised themselves as a healthcare worker. At around 11:40 p.m. on Monday, a shooting took place at home in a 12500 block, however you say that, 12,500 block of Cooperstown in Harris County. The home belongs to a 65-year-old woman who was alone at the time, and she received a knock at the door from a man wearing medical scrubs. The man claimed to be a healthcare worker, but she grew seemingly wary of the man and refused to let him in. There was more. Oh yeah. The woman then called her 40-year-old son, who happened to be a few blocks down the street, NBC2 Houston reports. When her son arrived, he saw the man trying to force his way into the home, and that's when he shot the intruder. Investigators say the mother was also strapped with that blicky of her own. However, police say she didn't use her weapon. News outlet reports that the case has been referred to the Harris County grand jury. So, yeah, shout out to that brother. Shout out to that brother for protecting Mama Love. And I don't know the identity of the intruder or anything like that. But, man, Mama Love was at the crib by herself. But she was strapped, though.
How dumb was this intruder to come at night? Like, why? I see if it was 11 in the morning. If you're trying to, you know what I'm saying, get someone to open, but it's 11:45 at night. Why am I opening up your door my door to you just because you got on scrubs? Like, this was the dumbest criminal ever.
Right.
That was dumb.
Right. Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready, family.
Power tools.
Power tools.
Get your power tools. Yeah. Get your power tools.
Yes, indeed. I don't know how y'all responded to that one username. I think that's a sister, but for life number 7, I think that's what that is. For life. B1 for life. Okay, I see what it is. 0 equals B1 for life. I think that's a sister, but shout out to you, sister. That username. I don't know. What could we call you? What could we call you? All right, fam. We ain't gonna be on here too much longer because I'm hungry.
Me too.
It's about time to break this fat. Well, I already broke the fast, but it's about time to eat some food.
Right. I want to chew.
You know what I'm talking about? But let me see. What was this here? Okay, let me go to this story. Report: 3 men charged, smelled of alcohol, yelled racial slurs at victims along Magnolia Avenue. And I saw this a couple of days ago. Hold on a second, family. Hold on a second. Here lies the soft target. His identity was here lies the soft target. You talking about the intruder, right? Now I'm talking about Kid Gravity. He said his identity was here lies the soft target. All right, so can y'all see this? No, not yet. Put it on the screen. Boom. So this happened in New Orleans? No,
This is
Knoxville, Tennessee. A police report from Knoxville Police Department offers more details regarding the 3 men charged with assault after allegedly attacking a man, his sister, and mother along Magnolia Avenue on Monday evening. A 4th suspect has not yet been identified. 3 suspects identified as Kenneth Burton Holmes, Stephen Wayne Tanner, both of Knoxville, and Dylan James Kisser of Carrollton, have each been charged with 2 counts of assault, which is a Class A misdemeanor. KPD says all three suspects were employed of the Tennessee Bonding Company, which is located in the 2600 block of Magnolia Avenue. The incident occurred after the man's car broke down just across the street from the Bonding Company business. KPD says the altercation began for reasons that remain unclear. According to the report, officers initially responded to a report of disturbance in the 2700 block of Magnolia Avenue around 5:28 p.m. on April 11th. Officers met with a witness who told them the male victim had been waiting in his car that had just ran out of gas along Magnolia Avenue when his mother and sister arrived to help him with his car issues. A dark gray Toyota pickup truck drove past the family at a high rate of speed, and someone yelled something to the effect of, "Get out of the road, you fat black bitch," at the man's sister. The truck then parked across the street, and four men, described in the report as white males, stepped out of the truck and threw beer cans onto the ground as they approached the edge of the sidewalk, arguing with the man and yelling racial profanities at all three victims. All four suspects walked across Magnolia Avenue toward where the victims were parked. Kisser allegedly approached the male victim, who slapped him in the face, and as he attempted to defend himself, and the four suspects allegedly attacked him. The report states, where I lost my spot.
Where was his power tools? You were in Tennessee.
Right. The report states that the witness observed the man being attacked by Holmes, Tanner, Kisser, and a fourth unknown suspect. The man's sisters went to help defend him. As she was trying to help him, one of the suspects, Holmes, allegedly held her hands behind her back while he and an unknown fourth suspect struck her, leaving bruises and welts. She managed to break free, grabbed her mother's cane to try to strike the suspect. Shout out to that sister, which was unsuccessful, and as the last resort, ran back to the car to grab her pepper spray and deployed it toward the suspects, ending the assault. This sounds like some shit on
A hate crime.
or something. And that's the thing.
But why weren't they charged with a hate crime?
That's the thing. I was about to ask the family, what are you not hearing? That's the thing I was about to ask the family. What are you not hearing in this story?
Nothing.
No hate crimes. No hate crimes whatsoever. Like, what do you got to do to get charged with it, to a black person to get charged with a hate crime?
I mean, this was a misdemeanor. Alleged. They were charged with a misdemeanor.
Right. Oh, the boys were just a little drunk. You know, they got a little scuffle with some niggas. No big deal. Misdemeanor. Misdemeanor. But again, family, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Because this threat could have been neutralized easily. Say what?
And before we go, I want to rewind back to our previous topic with the emasculation of black men.
What you got to say?
Our brother may know. Y'all brother may know, because in his whole slave play.
Oh Lord,
about,
Jesus.
Yeah, we gotta, this right here. We just can't be doing that, Mano. Like talking about, he likes to be treated like a slave with a white woman.
Y'all got New York looking crazy out here, man. Come on, Mano.
Yeah, it just.
I don't want to hear.
I mean, he did come back and say he was joking, but it's just
I don't want to hear that shit. That wasn't no
Yeah.
joke. That was not a joke. They was on Angela Yee show, whatever show she got. They always have these lip service. Yeah, they always have these sexual conversations. With their guests, people come on and talk about shit they like doing in the bedroom and whatnot. I never really watched the show, but they've had some clips go viral over the years. And so Mano was on there. Who else was on there with him?
I don't know who was on there. I just saw that shit and I was like, what the heck? And of course, like our sister Crown said, Jim Jones is co-signing it. So that right there just too embarrassing.
Hold on a second. I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but I'm gonna play a little bit of what he was saying, and y'all could determine if y'all think he was joking or not. Y'all could make that determination. because this don't sound like no joke to me, ladies and gentlemen.
Slave play. This is slave play, y'all.
These buck broken Negroes, man. Why did it stop playing like that? Okay. All right, get into this and then we're going to get out of here. Yeah, he came back trying to explain. I'll play that one in a second. But this was on the Angela Yee.
Yeah.
The role play.
What was the roles? This feels like it's gonna be so wrong.
It's so wrong. I'm gonna tell you right now. I've never talked about this.
Ah, shit.
Dun, dun, dun.
I like to be like a runaway slave.
Okay, no.
Man, oh shit. Oh my God.
I like to play like a runaway slave.
Okay.
I like to play like a disobedient slave with a white woman.
So tell me like what you say.
Yes, master. I was sorry.
It's two of them. Like it's like me getting whooped, right?
You get whooped?
It's like I play like you whipping, but most of them don't want to play like that. This
Yeah, I was gonna say, what white woman goes along with this?
They don't want to play like that. They don't.
Okay.
This is my. It's like, listen, you're gonna act like your master's wife,
and I'm the runaway.
And I just got whooped by massa for eyeballing you, but the whole time you've been really. You liked it. Anyway. You've been eyeballing me.
Oh, this sounds like some.
This nigga dead ass serious, man.
Dead ass.
This nigga dead ass serious. This is a thought out fantasy. This is a thought out fantasy. This is not the liquor talking. This ain't no. I was just joking. I was just trying to be funny. Because you knew it was wrong. You even hesitated before you said it. Like, damn.
You said it, yeah.
I ain't never tell nobody this. I know y'all gonna judge me for this, but fuck it.
He also said no sisters. He also said no sisters would be down with that.
Right. He already knew what time it was before he said it. He already knew what time it was before he said the shit. I'm looking for the part where he was explaining this in here. Right here.
Right, there he is.
Y'all don't know. I can't take a joke. You niggas can't take a joke.
It's him and Jimmy.
That's what I said. You niggas ain't got no sense of humor.
I tell them that's what I told them too.
You niggas ain't got no. You don't like to play around. Well, I do.
Was it a fantasy? Was it?
It never happened.
It was for fantasy mode, like FanDuel, like fantasy football, like.
These niggas get the red noses, man. These niggas get the red noses, man. We don't play like that. We don't even play around like that. Nah, we don't even play around like that. Nah.
Nothing.
That shit ain't even funny.
It's disrespectful to the ancestors who did go through that, who were forced, by these white women to have sex with them, all to turn on them later on and get them lynched at the same time. It's disrespectful to the ancestors.
Kid Gravity said he must be about to drop a mixtape.
Ain't nobody going no shit.
Mano was basically a one-hit wonder. Some of y'all watching this probably don't even know who that is. This is probably the most attention he's gotten in the last decade. He had that song High Haters back in like 2010 or some shit around there.
I don't remember.
That was it. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, Brooklyn. Brooklyn, there's a lot of immigrants in Brooklyn. I will say that. Right. I don't know where Mano and his people is from, but it's a lot of immigrants in Brooklyn. I'll just say that. Ain't that right, Kid Gravity? Kid Gravity know what I'm talking about.
And then he hops in the car to say he was joking along with the dude who mama said she taught him how to tongue kiss.
Right. And that was supposed to be a joke too. That was supposed to be a joke too, by the way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Man. I don't know, family. We got a long way to go.
Right.
We got a long way to go, family. That's all.
And everybody ain't gonna make it. Everybody ain't gonna make it.
I'm gonna stick by you, though. I'm gonna stick by you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stick by y'all. God damn it. But what else, man? You got anything else before we get out of here?
No, that was it for me.
All right, family. Appreciate everybody tapping in with us as always. Again, please hit that like button. Share this out. Make sure that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel. If you're watching this on Facebook or Twitter or wherever else, head on over to the YouTube channel, type in Sincere Love to God, click that subscribe button, click the notification bell so you could be reminded whenever we go live with new content. And once again, another reminder, this Wednesday, we got Supernova Slime coming on to the GodCast for another episode of the Black Business Showcase. Make sure y'all tap in with us for that. That's going to be another excellent episode right there. And then Thursday, we got my brother Portier from the Legendary Mix. That's my brother right there. So make sure y'all tap in with us, man. Some good discussions coming up with the family. Mano isn't FBA. Yeah, I didn't think so.
That was the first thing I said.
I didn't think so. But yeah, family. That's it. Remember, we are not the master teachers, but we are the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. Y'all have a good week. Peace and Black love.
Do for self or suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah's inside of the conscientious. So I move.